It wasn't long ago, Sean Duffy stood up in front of America and made a decision that would change the history of trucking. He set into motion a series of events nationwide that would have a lot of DMV offices asking a really serious question.
The process for issuing these licenses is absolutely 100% broken. Nowhere in the country have we found a more egregious licensing situation than in the state of California. Compliance now, or we'll pull funding and we'll force you into compliance. No.
Set off a firestorm of investigation, a couple of which I've had on this channel, from New York to Florida to Washington to Oregon, and especially California. People's feet are being held to the fire. A lot of truckers have cried out, it's about time. Recently, however, I'd like to say I'm one of the first reporting on this. There's an advocacy group that is trying to stop the progress of proper vetting and proper training and the issuance of non-domiciled CDLs. Yes, you heard it right. There's an advocacy group that's actually trying to halt the efforts underway by the Trump administration to do the right thing, which is to properly qualify and scorecard the right people to drive these trucks. Greetings, truck lovers and truth seekers from all across the United States of trucking. Boss Man here with yet another account of confusion and chaos in the trucking industry. Critical thinking fueled by faith, sanctioned by God. And you're hearing it here before you're hearing it anywhere else. If there's going to be chaos, it's going to happen in Washington. And I'm not talking about Washington State. No, sir. I'm talking about Washington, D.C. The district court in Washington, D.C. is now entertaining a court filing by an advocacy group, say that 5 times fast, fighting for illegal immigrants to become able to get a non-domiciled CDL. This advocacy group claimed that the procedure they went about to do that was unlawful and extremely restrictive. The IFR itself was issued September 29th, 2025. And what it did was it said no more CDLs until proper vetting can be done using a what's called DHS SAVE system. That's where the DMVs actually look at whether or not somebody's legally in the country and authorized to work based on their legal status. The purpose was to restore integrity and do something I've been advocating for a long time: raise the standard and put qualified people behind the wheel. Recently, a lawsuit has been filed by an organization known as Public Citizens Litigation Group. Their claims are that there was no public notice and comment period provided for the interim federal rule. They claim it violates administrative procedures and harms lawful immigrant workers and discriminatory intent. Well, I don't know about you, but if it harms a lawful worker, that's one thing. But the way I see it is that rule stopped the pipeline of illegal and unlawful work. Comment down below if you see things differently than I do. What they're seeking is to invalidate the rule and halt enforcement. They want illegal driving trucks. They want death and carnage. Let's take a brief walk down memory lane and see why it's so important that this IFR actually stays in place and the proper vetting is done to get a CDL in this country.
It's been 2 weeks since this chilling surveillance video captured the final moments of 3 people inside this minivan. Police say 28-year-old Harjinder Singh, an undocumented immigrant, made an illegal U-turn on the Florida Turnpike in Fort Pierce while heading to Miami.
Joseph Antoinier faces more than a dozen charges, including 2 counts of reckless homicide.
An arrest report we obtained says witnesses saw Joseph Antoinier driving erratically before the crash.
The Department of Public Safety says on Saturday afternoon in Terrell on I-20 in Kaufman County, the driver of an 18-wheeler, 27-year-old Alexis Gonzalez Campioni, fell asleep behind the wheel, causing the deadly chain reaction crash, and charged with 5 counts of manslaughter and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. TPS says the truck is operated by Hope Trans LLC.
5 people are dead, including children, and at least 4 other people are fighting for their lives after a drunk driver caused a chain reaction crash in Austin.
Smashed SUVs and twisted trucks sit on southbound I-35 in North Austin. Daylight reveals the deadly multiple vehicle collision Thursday night. 17 vehicles and 17 victims.
Let's examine exactly who it is that we're dealing with. 2 drivers representing the remainder of 200,000 somehow got the backing of an organization called Public Citizens Litigation. This is a nonprofit organization founded back in 1971 by none other than Ralph Nader. They call their mission defending democracy and resisting corporate power, amongst other things. But the way I see it, they're defending death incarnate. This isn't your backyard grassroots outfit. These are an actual well-funded litigation machine that's been running for over 5 decades. Let me tell you something. These people think they're doing something right. But if you ask the average trucker out there, they're opening a Pandora's box that was first opened back 20, 30 years ago when they started this mess. And what they're trying to do is preserve the madness they started. It's a valiant fight, but it's one that you're probably going to hear a lot more about. And let's be honest, we need to be more careful about the people we hand these licenses to. You people want more death incarnate, then you advocate for illegals to come in from all walks of life and operate 80,000-pound missiles without the proper training. Let's be clear, if these people get licenses and are allowed to continue working, Public Citizens Litigation Group is the ones that need to be sued. Make them spend that money so they can't burn it up trying to kill truckers, because in my opinion, that's what they're doing. To date, they're worth well over $14 million in funds, probably an out-of-date amount. But somebody with a little bit more money, I think, has to take them out. What they've recently done is they've chose to pick a fight. They pick a fight with Sean Duffy, and they've picked a fight with an industry who's more than capable of standing their own ground. But what they don't realize is the FMCSA and the DOT together have more than enough data to stay this fight. We together have to join this fight. We have to join with people like American Truckers United, others in our space that are going to talk loudly about this, and we need to make sure that this advocacy group does not win their argument. They don't have the data we have. They don't have any data on how many states were non-compliant and failed to issue CDL incorrectly. They have no idea on the industry impact and the estimate of lives, jobs, and things lost due to inadequate training. They're just putting everyone through the ringer. Why? Because they see money. They see it being better for their interest, the large corporate giant, to be able to pay less than to pay more. They're going after your job. They would rather pay some immigrant from whatever country 20 cents a mile rather than pay us what we're worth. But I don't think they understand the gravity of what they're trying to do. Let me know in the comments below if you think, like I do, that they are on the wrong side of this argument. If you think they're on the right side, let me know why. It's a conversation we need to have. I've said for a while, and my channel is formed on the basis that we need to raise the standards, increase the quality of training, and allow only those behind the wheel that are capable and willing to do the job safe. If you feel like I do and you're willing to support this mission, go down below with the like button and definitely go below and subscribe. This is not the last time I'm reporting on this. Each and every update that comes my way, when I learn it, I'm bringing it to you to let you know we can make trucking great again. Look at the facts. The facts are we're safer with qualified help behind the wheel. Till the next headline, remember, it's the trucks that make the delivery, you that make the difference. Keep it real, keep fighting, and keep it rolling.